On today's podcast, the 2019 Golden Globe nominations have been announced, and we are here to give you all of our thoughts on them. Let's get started.
This is Off the Break Podcast, presented by Silver Screen Insider.
Welcome back, everyone, to Off the Break Podcast. I'm Cody, and with me are Kyle and Erik.
You're back.
I'm back.
Again.
It was weird. I've just been so in and out of the office. This time, it was migraines.
Ugh.
But it was like, I forgot I was gone, and I was talking to Kyle in here, and I'm like, well, what'd you guys do on Tuesday? Like, where was I? Because I should be.
You weren't even here?
Because she was trying to give notes to like what we were going to talk about on today's podcast, and she was like, what about all these new stuff that you guys did already? And I was like, well, we already talked about them Tuesday. She was like, what? Where was I?
Yeah.
What happened?
I remember you had migraine?
Yeah.
Where do you mean?
You were kind of
you guys
blocked it out of your memory.
You guys talked about Captain Marvel trailer without me.
True. Did you have thoughts about it? Like, I mean, since we're here anyway.
Yeah, real quick. It got me more excited for Captain Marvel. The good part was I thought her powers look awesome in it. Like, that actually gets me really excited. And then I get mad at Marvel for sucking me into yet another character. I'm like, damn it, they're never going to, like.
Can I just be done with this, please?
Yeah, it's just going to be 20 years of my life, 30 years of my life, because they'll just keep introducing new characters.
And this does not sound bad at all.
But I thought that Brie Larson's character seemed stilted in the trailer, so I don't know if they're trying to make her this like quiet warrior that I don't know.
Maybe she's some weird alien that doesn't understand human interaction.
But she kind of does.
I know. I'm trying to find some excuse for it, but I think it's just hopefully, I mean, it has to just be the way the trailer was edited.
Yeah, and I think you didn't notice it in the first trailer because she only had 2 lines that she actually said herself, because it's Nick Fury, the voiceover. But this one, she had a few more spots where she talked in the trailer, and it was more apparent.
Yeah.
That's just weird to me that I'm not like seeing that as you guys are. So
I don't understand how you're not.
I don't know. Like, maybe I'm just really into this trailer. Maybe
Have
I just
seen it again?
really want
Recently?
to. Not recently. So maybe I
You
should go back
watch
and
it again.
try
just
it again.
listen to how Brie Larson delivers her lines.
It kind of reminds me of like Kristen Stewart in Twilight, where it's just so like.
Oh wow!
Awkward.
Even I didn't get it. Even I didn't see that. So.
Yeah, some of them. Yeah, I mean,
I still
thought of
really
that
enjoyed this trailer.
comparison,
Don't get
but
me wrong.
I don't know.
Kristen Stewart Twilight performance.
It just confused me because everything else I've seen Brie Larson in, she's incredible.
True.
And then this, I'm like, this is far and away like the worst line reading I've ever heard in a Marvel movie trailer.
Wow. Yeah, I just do not get that vibe. Maybe I'm just
a blind fanboy.
Yeah.
maybe. I mean, it really could
like
be.
she's
Like, you guys know me. I mean, really though, it could be part of that.
Powers.
Because my biggest takeaway from the
She's
trailer,
on fire.
my biggest
In
takeaway from the
space.
trailer was pretty much what you were saying, was that I enjoyed seeing how her powers look and all of the space opera type stuff. I was really getting a kick out of. So
her space costume.
Yeah.
And like her armor and the kind of mohawk look on her helmet. I love that. That looked awesome.
Yeah.
No, her suit does look cool. She looks like a badass. I mean,
She does.
can't
looks
deny
strong.
that. I just
Like a real warrior.
whatever. It's
Just
another
the-
trailer.
Well, yeah, that too.
I
That
like
too
to
for you.
see a female superhero covered too. Like, she is fully covered.
You mean with a practical suit?
Yeah.
Who would have ever
Oh
thought?
my gosh. It was refreshing. I was like, oh, that looks like real armor.
Yeah.
Like somebody would actually have.
Yep.
To protect themselves.
Yeah, she doesn't have like leather strips just covering her hoo-ha area.
That's a good.
and
That's really is a
thigh-high
good point.
boots. Be like, oh, my
Yeah.
legs are halfway covered, so I'm
Yeah.
good.
That is
I'm
a
just
good
really
point.
fast. Nobody can hit me.
Yeah, I have cufflinks, protect all my legs. No offense, Wonder Woman, but her outfit she can wear pants. That's okay. I don't think any less of Wonder Woman if she had a pair of pants on.
Some versions she does wear pants.
I bet that looks great.
It does.
I bet leather pants that like have magical like armor intertwined in them would be just as awesome to see.
Just make like a whole suit of armor out of those bracelet things.
Oh my gosh,
Bracers.
that'd be awesome. I bet they're lightweight.
Bracers?
I think that's what they're called. Yeah.
Is that what they're
Bracers, yeah.
called? Oh wow, I did not know that.
No, it would be awesome. So I do appreciate Brie Larson. So I am excited about Captain Marvel being covered. I'm not like a prude either. I'm not trying to be like, women should be covered.
You got really defensive
no
there.
ankles. I just don't want people thinking that it's a moral issue.
No.
No, it's just like when you think about it, it's like, oh, okay.
I mean,
I guess you get Black Widow's like skin tight latex suit.
Yeah, but I feel like
which
that
technically covers her, but
yeah, I feel like that's even
some
more
movies.
practical.
Yes, in some,
in a sense, because at least like she's wind resistant, and she's like things can deflect, like
punch
liquids,
and bullet resistant.
I guess she can move easier. I don't know. That one, we'll see.
Yeah,
bear skin.
Yeah, it's a cool costume.
It really is.
So I am excited about that.
Good.
But on to everybody's favorite award ceremony.
Oh, it's mine.
With the highest amount of prestige in the industry.
Not to mention the highest amount of alcohol delivered.
Golden Globes.
The funnest ones to watch, for sure.
True.
I will give you that. It probably is the most fun. I don't watch them personally, but I'm sure a lot of people get more of a kick out of watching those than maybe like the Oscars.
Yeah.
Like I can understand that.
Well, they're all of the important categories, the top tier ones that people are really kind of care about. Best Picture, Best Actor.
Those are called.
Yeah. It's all those top tier awards that are being given out. And
those poor technical people.
I know.
No love.
The movies would be great without them. I get it. It's just
shout out to all the below the line people. We love you.
Sound editing. I just like, oh, okay. That really made the movie.
It's not the
you don't notice it.
It's
but
not the flashiest of
it's one
categories,
of those things. You
but
don't
it should be recognized.
If it's done well. I mean, sometimes if it's like really different, then you can notice it. But
yeah, I mean that, and if you like work in like the technical part of the industry or just like do any sort of thing in relation to those type of categories, like normally you can pick up on that stuff, but it's not flashy.
Sound is so critical. Those guys get no love whatsoever.
If you don't get the sound right, how can you hear the sounds?
It's true. Sound is like probably more important than the picture.
I would agree to that. I think from the technology perspective of the in-theater experience, you could spend a ton of money on like a brand new screen and a projector system, and no one will notice. Like when they converted to digital conversion, no one was coming to the theater because the picture quality was so much better.
Well, there's like a saying in the filmmakers world where you can have a movie and you can have like a quote unquote crappy image quality, and people will say that it's the style or it's like lo-fi, but if you have crappy sound, people are just gonna think it's a crappy movie.
But true. Atmos or these new sound systems that come in and make you feel like the bullets are actually whizzing by your head add to the experience in the theater, and that will actually have a return. People will seek out those systems because their experience was changed, but just the image on the screen doesn't I don't think has the impact that the sound does.
Gotta love them.
The rumbling, and you can feel it in your chest, and sound is good. I'm not trying to diss on the sound guys, but when I'm watching an awards ceremony, I don't know why.
Yeah,
it's kind of
you can't help it. Yeah, people aren't sitting at the edge of their seats like, oh my god, who's gonna get the sound mixing?
Well, I mean, not even the Oscars like really.
I even think
shoot those parts live.
Yeah,
like,
didn't they
they'll
announce?
Just throw it off the side, be like, oh, John won for sound mixing.
Well, I'm pretty sure that they said that this year, in order to cut down, they're gonna give those awards out like during commercial break, and then they're gonna come back,
which stinks, but makes sense.
I mean, for those, I'm sure those guys, don't really care.
They're
probably
already
just happy to be making great stuff, and it's cool to be recognized. But
they probably know this is gonna sound mean, but they probably know their place. Like they know, like they know. I'm just mean like they know.
No, I know
they're
what you're
not
saying. I know
the
they
guy
know
on the
they're not in the
poster.
flashiest, most glamour.
Yeah,
they know they're not going to get
They
the
know.
recognition they. So
I knew it was
desperately
gonna
deserve.
sound bad, but you know what I.
You know what I mean.
Sound editor.
Get
back in your closet and
balcony
work.
seats.
Should be a sound editor strike, and they just refuse to work on it.
There'd be so many silent films.
Yeah. It would show the world and Hollywood how desperately they need them.
Yeah. No, definitely. But I
think this should happen.
As funny and mean as that is to say, like,
it
is one of those
probably
things.
could have worded it a little bit better.
Well, Probably. I probably could.
But the intention is absolutely pure. I agree.
Yeah.
No
So-
will Kyle's part.
Speaking of these
I caused the strike of sound editing.
speaking of these other far more glamorous categories, I guess to start off, I think Vice had the most nominations
6
total.
nominations.
Yeah, Vice, which is kind of, I mean, I guess, yeah, probably surprised me.
I'm not surprised. When we saw that trailer, I was like, ooh, this is going to get a lot of
Yeah.
nominations.
Yeah. So I guess we can just go down the list
Yeah.
of the major ones.
Yeah. Best Motion Picture and Drama. The nominations were Black Klansman, Bohemian Rhapsody, If Beale Street Could Talk, A Star Is Born, and Black Panther for Drama.
Ooh, what about the musical or comedy Best Picture nominees?
The musical or
I have something to say about that, but keep going.
In the musical or comedy route, we have Crazy Rich Asians, The Favorite, Green Book, Mary Poppins Returns, and Vice.
Ooh.
So, can I lead this off first?
Yes.
The Golden Globes do this every once in a while when it comes to these two categories, is that they always flip one of them.
You mean
one
like
of
Get
the
Out being a
films
comedy?
in the wrong spot. Exactly. And the last one that I mentioned in the article that I wrote today was The Martian being categorized as a best musical or comedy, when
Matt
really,
Damon did have some zingers, but
it's not.
I wouldn't consider it a straight
It
up
would
comedy.
be a
Exactly.
drama. You're more
Bohemian-
heart pounding.
Yeah.
Bohemian Rhapsody to me should not be in the best drama category.
No.
It should not be. I wouldn't technically call it a musical either, but if you do want to have Bohemian Rhapsody nominated for one of those, then most likely it should be in
Well-
the musical category. And you could probably flip like a Vice or Green Book to be in drama. Like that's
Yeah.
that.
And I'm sure
that
Vice
stuff
is
with the
silly
Golden
'cause,
Globes bothers me.
You know, Adam McKay's funny. All the people in it are known for comedy.
Yeah.
Or maybe a lot of them are.
Yeah.
Big Short, I'm pretty sure was also considered a comedy.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah.
So that I kind of get. I'm wondering if it's just, the people at, because Golden Globes, the people are so easily influenced. You can like pay your way to a nominee. It's kind of the
Sure.
unspoken secret. So I'm wondering if Bohemian Rhapsody was originally supposed to be a musical, but
Well, I have a question for you guys. Is what qualifies as a musical? Is it that
A
the actors
music?
sing?
yeah, I
in
know
it?
that's a
But
good
is it-
question.
But is it the type of singing? Like, does it sing to tell a story and the narrative? Like,
No, that's
that's
a good
what
point,
Mary
'cause
Poppins does.
True.
There's
they
musicals,
sing their
and
actions.
then there's things
Yeah.
like jukebox musicals, which is like singing other already established song, like like Mamma Mia.
Right.
Mhm.
But they don't have anything bearing, because Bohemian Rhapsody is kind of interesting. They sing Queen songs, and they're strategically placed in the film to
Mhm.
push the narrative, but they aren't necessarily what is happening in that moment.
Yeah,
such
it's not
as Mary
it's not
Poppins.
a musical in the traditional sense, like Singing in the Rain or something.
Yeah.
So I wonder
I
what
agree with that.
So that what qualifies as musical?
I don't know.
think
They
that's
maybe
why
maybe
it
they
didn't
was like,
work.
oh, this is Freddie Mercury's story or Queen's story. There's a lot of dramatic scenes.
People love to go into it because
Right.
it clearly made money as well. Like that could play an influence to it.
I'm not sure.
So that bothered me, but I was happy to see Black Panther be nominated as well as Black Klansman. Like there was quite a bit of Black Klansman nominations that I was
Yeah.
pretty surprised by, even by the Golden Globe standards. So I have to give them credit for that.
I can see Black Klansman being one of those earlier in the year films that
Yeah,
It's
it
gonna
was a
be
big deal
through.
when it came out.
It'll be sneaky this year for sure, and I think we've mentioned that in the last time we had
like
awards
I could
talks.
see when people look at it, they maybe forgot about it,
Mhm.
but when it shows up here, no one's surprised.
Yeah.
Like, oh, where'd that come from?
It's like, you mean like because everyone was saying it's like Spike Lee's best movie
Yeah.
in like over a decade.
like
and
I was with First Reformed or whatever that was. I'm like, what the heck is that movie?
Oh, I saw it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Was it?
I rented it.
Was it Ethan Hawke's performance? Was really?
I mean,
that
he
good?
is the movie. Like
Uh-huh.
he's undeniably compelling. It's just
Is it like Darkest Hour, where
Oh my
without
God.
him, like it doesn't work?
yeah,
Okay, good.
absolutely.
Or well, not good, but like that makes sense to me then. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to talk about that in a different podcast because oof.
And Crazy Rich Asians, great. Like I'm glad
That
to
was
see
actually
that.
really funny.
Yeah, that was another.
Oh yeah,
was
I'm not.
beloved
Yeah.
by
I
people.
wasn't gonna
who
say
saw
like it was in the wrong category. I was just gonna say like it's,
That was funny, Kyle.
yeah, it's more dramatic, Cody. No, I was just happy to see that it got any sort of nomination. So, and I
Oh,
think
that's good.
Constant Wu also got a nomination, which we can get to later.
Yeah. Well, let's. Do you want to do actresses
Yeah, let's go
next?
down.
Yeah.
I guess best actress drama we have Glenn Close for The Wife, Lady Gaga, A Star Is Born, Nicole Kidman for Destroyer, Melissa McCarthy, Can You Ever Forgive Me, and Rosamund Pike for A Private War. A couple of those, I will say, I wouldn't say I'm surprised, but I thought that there would be other ones.
Can I admit that I have no idea what A Private War is?
I mean, I don't know a whole lot about it either.
That's when I'm like,
yeah, there's pretty minimal materials out there. I've seen the poster and the trailer. But.
And I only know Destroyer because she plays that like cop that goes undercover with the gang.
Yeah.
But she looks rough.
She looks different.
She does not look like Nicole Kidman. And I should
like a
Charlize
Kidman, like a Charlize Theron in Monster.
I don't want to be so shallow and be like, oh, pretty actresses can't go. But it's like shocking.
Oh yeah.
Like, whoa, you're always put together, and this you're like, argh.
Yeah, I mean, I think the obvious ones was Lady Gaga and Glenn Close. We've been hearing about those two being front runners.
I've been hearing a lot about
Melissa
McCarthy. A lot.
What was that?
Melissa McCarthy. A lot of people are going crazy for her.
And I'm happy for that too.
Like,
I think she's kind of missed the mark with some comedies lately, so it's nice to see her take a dramatic turn and be able to nail it as well by the sounds of it. I still have yet to see
with
it.
Flying colors.
Yeah. Nicole Kidman was my biggest surprise here. Just because I don't know much about the movie, but
I know
I've
more
been
about
hearing
that
good things
movie
about
than
her
A Private War.
performances.
Yeah.
A Private War, I like Rosamund Pike. She's good in most of the things I've seen her. I don't know. That was one of those movies like with Codi. I didn't really hear anything about it. Not even buzz from different award or festivals. Like,
Right.
I don't know its history up to this point.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised by that, but I was so excited to see Lady Gaga get
Yeah.
her A Star Is Born.
She's probably gonna win. I would say I would place my bets on Lady Gaga.
Locked for her winning.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think so.
Cool.
Could she have qualified under the musical or comedy? Would
I
Star
feel like
Is
A Star Is
Born
Born is pretty dramatic.
Yeah,
be-
I
No, it
agree.
is, but I mean, could it be considered a musical?
I
See,
don't-
I think
I don't
again,
think
I
so.
think you have to sing about your actions in the narrative for it to be a
Yeah.
musical.
I mean, the songs have to.
They are original songs, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But part of it is also, it's not like they're non-musicians who all of a sudden are singing and dancing.
Yeah.
They're
That's
literally
true.
But it's-
musicians playing their
they're-
songs that are, they wrote in the movie. So
Yeah.
it's just kind of part of what their character does. It is an interesting distinction, though. I'm going to be thinking about that.
Yeah, so will I.
Best actress in a musical or comedy: Emily Blunt, Mary Poppins Returns; Olivia Colman for The Favorite; Elsie Fisher for 8th Grade; Charlize Theron for Tully; and Constance Wu for Crazy Rich Asians.
I'm going to be honest, I totally forgot about Tully. I saw it in the theaters.
Yeah, me too.
I liked it. It was a good movie, but I totally forgot about it.
It is
That was a
You know-
definite surprise for me.
It looked like it should have performed better than it did. I just don't
Yeah.
think it got anybody's attention.
No. I mean, yeah, it
Is
was a
it
good
what-
movie. It was such a small, simple, humble movie.
Yeah. It just died quickly.
Yeah.
I'm just happy to see Elsie Fisher keep getting recognition for 8th Grade
Yeah.
because I think
was
that is
all
one of
kinds
the
of great in
great
that.
performances of the year, and 8th Grade is really underrated as well. That is a very well done movie, and the sound on there, speaking of which, is also incredible.
Yeah.
I think my top 3 that I would think are Emily Blunt. I wouldn't,
Yeah.
for Mary Poppins Returns.
She's been getting a lot of buzz for this.
Yeah. And then Elsie Fisher for 8th Grade, and then maybe Olivia Colman for The
I think
Favorite.
she's getting it.
Only because
Put my bets on that one.
But
She-
in the Golden Globes, though?
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
I see in the Golden Globes, I think it's going to be. I mean, those are my top 3. I think they have the best chance, but I think it's going to be Emily Blunt.
I wouldn't be shocked if
I wouldn't be
Constance Wu
surprised.
goes
It is.
over
It is.
Olivia.
It is a little different with the Golden Globes because I'm still thinking, Oscar results.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm not sure how to change my expectations with the Golden Globes, but I'm still gonna go with Olivia Colman. The favorite. I want to see it. I want it to come here.
Sometimes I feel like, and they're not the same voting body, but I feel
No.
like people get Golden Globe nominations as like, okay, she'll get the Golden Globe, but for the Oscars,
Yeah,
it'll
yeah,
be this
yeah.
one.
Yeah.
So I kind of
Let's
feel
give
like,
her a little something,
yeah,
so that we can give this other person the real.
I feel like Emily Blunt's gonna be that,
Maybe.
and then because I think The Favorite's gonna be more of an Oscar
Oh yeah.
movie for sure.
Yeah, I can see that too. Do we have anything else to say about that category? Or should we go on to the next one?
Yeah. I guess move on. Let's move on to the.
Best supporting actress.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can.
drama.
Yeah, I was
And then we'll do
trying
the
to remember which
actors
ones we've
together.
done. Okay.
Yeah.
So best supporting actress in a drama: Claire Foy for First Man, Regina King for If Beale Street Could Talk, Emma Stone for The Favorite, Rachel Weisz for The Favorite, and Amy Adams for Vice. This is
Amy
a
Adams
stacked...
has been nominated like 7,000 times ever since she like broke out.
She's good in everything.
This is a tough
she's amazing.
category. I don't know.
Yeah.
There is not a clear front runner on it.
I would agree with that.
I couldn't even tell you who I think is going to take it.
I mean, Claire Foy is fantastic in First Man. Like, she is one of the best parts of that movie. And her and Ryan Gosling together.
She's the only one that showed any emotion in that movie.
Yeah, I mean, well, I get what you mean. Yeah,
her and her lit cigarette. You knew that there was some stress going on there.
But also people have been loving Regina King for If Beale Street Could Talk. Again, I still need to see it, but she's getting a lot of praise. And The Favorite is keeps getting awards contention. And
endless puns have been made about that movie being every different ceremony's favorite.
It's literally everyone's favorite.
I think it cleaned house at the British something independent awards.
That's not surprising.
It totally cleaned house. A couple other festivals. It's the one to beat in many ways, I think.
It will make it interesting come Oscar time to see like which actresses are going to be considered leading and supporting, because it's been different for like a couple of the awards contenders that we have seen so far. I just don't know who's going to be at which category. So having Olivia be at lead and then the other two be at supporting.
I thought that should be backwards.
I can see that because as much as I know about the movie, Emma Stone and Rachel Weisz are both kind of going against each other to get the affection of Olivia Colman. So she's kind of like the focus, and those two are just...
Well, see, I would argue that those two are the focus. The whole narrative is on their actions.
Well, Olivia Colman is in the back of that.
being the support to that.
It's
playing off them.
It's hard to say because this is one of those that we will have to check out and see for ourselves. But just based on all the rumblings about this movie and from a trailer, pretty much, that's just the only thing we can come out with as of right now. So I agree with you, Cody. Supporting role for actress, it's going to be stacked. It's anyone's pick, really.
Now on to the boys.
Okay.
Go
ahead.
Yeah, I guess we'll start with drama. Best actor drama. We have Willem Dafoe in At Eternity's Gate, Bradley Cooper for A Star Is Born, Lucas Hedges for Boy Erased, Rami Malek for Bohemian Rhapsody, and John David Washington for Black Klansman.
I am so happy that David Washington got a nomination.
He was great.
He was so good in that movie, and I think like it was one of his first roles too, which is fantastic. I wish like he kept getting more recognition in other awards, but at least he finally has something. So that makes me
Willem
happy.
Dafoe was one I wasn't. Apparently he's amazing in it. He's incredible. But I guess because it's differentiated between drama and musical. But at the Oscars, I'm not sure if I see him getting nominated. I thought it was gonna be like Christian Bale and then those four.
Yeah,
he's a little unexpected.
I would say when it comes to Willem Dafoe, he's going to be a dark horse, but he's at the bottom of the dark horse list.
Yeah.
I don't even know what At Eternity's Gate is.
Yeah,
Again, another movie that just...
It's like a weird...
No idea.
Not a traditional biopic. It's like it's inspired by Vincent van Gogh and his paintings, and it's sort of like about him, but told in like a weird artistic.
Okay, I know what
way.
I can picture the one sheet now.
Yeah.
Now I know what you're talking about. Okay.
The other ones, I mean, I agree with you, Kyle. I'm excited to see John David Washington in there. I'm not too surprised about the other ones. Bradley Cooper I knew was going to get nominated.
I'm a little surprised by Lucas Hedges just because I didn't think the Golden Globes would think of him.
Really? I mean, he's in 7 billion movies, like, this year, so...
I just thought they would pick something...
I was sure I thought he was going to get nominated...
I thought they would pick someone else.
I thought he was going to get nominated for Ben Is Back, but I guess they went the more traditional kind of...
I think Ben Is Back...
awards bait kind of route.
Yeah, I think Ben Is Back is also getting little attention as compared to Boy Erased.
Well, Ben Is Back and Beautiful Boy and... something else. They were like 3 movies that were about like
boys,
drug addicted young teenagers, and they kind of got lumped together. And I feel like people just kind of, associate them all together. And
yeah, I could see that too. I mean, Bradley Cooper, he's terrific in A Star Is Born.
Yeah,
so it makes sense that he's in this category as well.
I think we're seeing the makings of the Oscar actor category. I don't think that anybody not on this list is not going to be in the
I think Christian Bale will be. I don't see Willem Dafoe. Or,
No, I meant the drama, and then when we go over the musical and comedy, I
these
think
group of guys together. It's
these
our nominees
two
are going to be
categories.
from these people.
Yep.
Then let's go.
I agree.
Then let's shift down to the actor by musical or comedy. Then, so that way we can talk a little bit more
Read
about
them off,
that.
Kyle.
You want me to? Okay. For that category, we have Christian Bale from Vice, Lin-Manuel Miranda for Mary Poppins Returns, Viggo Mortensen for Green Book, Robert Redford for The Old Man and the Gun, and John C. Reilly for Stan and Ollie. And that is a
liked
big
seeing that one,
surprise.
yeah.
That made me smile. Good for him. Good for
Such a good
Reilly.
actor.
He really is. He's so versatile.
People of a certain age, probably all three of us, a lot of people see him as like that really kind of gross out comedy guy, probably from Step Brothers.
Step Brothers,
But then-
Talladega Nights.
At least for me,
Talladega Nights,
Yeah.
shake and bake.
yeah, at least for me, that's when I first get introduced to him. But then you go back and you see all these. He was in a lot of movies, like in like the 90s and 2000s, and he's really, really good.
A lot of them
as
are
a
some
dramatic
surprising.
actor.
Exactly. A lot of them are surprising dramas that he's been in, and yeah, like I said earlier, he's versatile.
Yeah, I don't know really anything else about that movie or how it's doing, but
It did really well in England. I think it's already
nice.
shown. So
Oh, okay.
I'm super excited for that. Robert Redford, I'm sure that was pretty much guaranteed.
Yeah.
that's not a surprise. He's always really good.
Mm-hmm.
Viggo, especially coming off that National Board of Review Best Actor win, I can totally see that.
Yep.
Christian Bale, of course. I guess I can't really be surprised by Lin-Manuel because honestly, I just didn't even really remember.
That he's in it.
Yeah, that he's in Mary Poppins.
I think he qualified because he was in a musical or comedy, but
Yeah.
I feel like that's probably the weakest nomination.
Yeah. I think
Not that
so.
he's not great, but just that there were probably other performances.
There probably just weren't that many other musical or
Yeah.
comedy films with
that
heavy
maybe-
hitting actor performances.
Yeah.
So I mean, Christian Bale, I'm calling it.
In
Or
terms
Viggo,
of,
maybe.
In terms of this category, I can easily see Bale, Mortensen, and Redford being a part of the conversation for Oscar time.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is funny because they're nominated in a category for musical or comedy, and I don't know. When you think of it in terms like that, you don't think of it being like Oscar contenders, but they really are. But they really should be. So.
And then supporting actor drama.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let one of you guys do this
Yeah.
category because I'm going to butcher some of these names.
Oh, Mahershala Ali for Green Book. Timothy Chalamet, Beautiful Boy. Oh, I actually didn't even look at that. I didn't realize that ahead of time. Timothy Chalamet for Beautiful Boy. Adam Driver for Black Klansman. Richard E. Grant for Can You Ever Forgive Me? And Sam Rockwell for Vice.
That's really good, too.
Yeah,
This is a great list.
I guess I totally glanced over these nominees. I didn't realize the specifics.
This is a great list. Timothy Chalamet, I think, gave an underrated performance in Beautiful Boy. Same with Adam Driver in Black Klansman.
Oh, he was so great.
I've been hearing a lot of praise for Richard E. Grant in his supporting role.
Sam Rockwell's just always amazing.
Oh,
I don't think he'll get it though since
everything.
he got his big awards last year.
Yeah. I would say the one surprise is that Sam Elliott did not get nominated, but I could easily
think
see him
so.
still being a lock for Oscars.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Well, we talked about it. That scene in A Star Is Born where Sam Elliott turns around with tears in his
No
eyes
words,
and doesn't say
but it's
anything.
just all in his face.
How do you not nominate that man?
I just see my grandpa in that scene, and I don't ever want to see my grandpa cry.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But
much.
So powerful. So
Yeah,
I'm not worried about him not being
No,
nominated.
that is strange. That is one thing because I guarantee at the Oscars, Ethan Hawke, who's also snubbed for Best Actor, he's been sweeping it at other awards, but him not being nominated for Best Actor and Sam Elliott not being nominated, I say those are the two probably biggest snubs. And I say snub just saying
Because it's-
most people probably expected that to happen.
because it's the Golden Globes. I'm not concerned about either of them.
Yeah.
But I do get what you're saying though. Do we have anything to say about Mahershala Ali? Are we surprised by his nomination? Do we think it was a leading performance?
With Green
or-
Book, again, it's like most of these, I haven't had a chance to see it yet, but it's like a buddy road trip movie. So if Viggo gets it, I'm sure Mahershala is going to get it since they're
Right.
probably playing off each other the whole time.
Right.
It is strange that he got the supporting actor, but I guess it does follow from Viggo's perspective, so I guess that makes sense.
Oh, that's a good point. Right.
I would have thought that they would both be considered for
I would think
Best Actor.
Viggo's character undergoes the biggest transformation in that movie. You would just
Yeah,
assume
probably.
that he discovers parts of himself or becomes a better person.
Goes from
at the end.
racist to not racist.
I don't even think he's racist to begin with. I just think
he's probably racially
indifferent.
insensitive.
Maybe he goes from being
ignorant.
Just like no direction, just slob, like a slob, to being somebody that's like got more
less of a
invested
slob.
more invested in themselves, like realizes their self dignity a little bit more.
Yeah,
because I feel like that's what I don't even want to butcher his name. So I feel like that's what his character personifies. Is
Mahershala?
Yeah, quiet dignity.
Yeah.
Don't want to mess up his name.
No, I mean, it's tough to pronounce.
Other than Sam Elliott getting snubbed, I'm not too surprised with anything here. Beautiful Boy kind of faded out really fast, but Timothy's already
upset.
like an awards or an industry like favorite. People love him, especially since his name's like way up there because of Call Me by Your Name.
I'm kind of a little surprised that he gets it because I feel like his character is so secondary in that movie.
No,
it follows from both of them, but.
Yeah. But to me, I got that it was more about a father's and a parent's love and.
Yeah, it's about both because it's based on both of their memoirs.
Yeah, you'll actually be if you ever do see it, you'll actually be surprised by how well balanced both of those characters are, and their performances are so good, so good. I wish Steve Carell could have been nominated in lead or supporting because he was equally as good as Chalamet. Like they both did a fantastic job.
Just one of those things where they ran out of slots and had to pick one, probably.
Yeah, which I understand, but you always wish for
they
stuff
went with
to
the
happen.
younger, flashier nominee.
I guess on to Best Director then. Best Director we have Bradley Cooper for A Star Is Born, Alfonso Cuarón for Roma, Peter Farrelly for Green Book, Spike Lee for Black Klansman, and Adam McKay for Vice.
I feel like we're seeing the Oscar ones, although maybe not Alfonso Cuarón for Roma.
I think he's going to win the Oscar.
You think he'll win the Oscar?
I think so.
I think he's going to be nominated, but not winning.
I think it will.
It's coming out on Netflix next week, so we will be able to see
nominated wins.
I bet it'll either be Bradley Cooper or Spike Lee.
Spike Lee would probably be my
Spike Lee. Wow.
Second guess. I don't think Bradley Cooper is going to get it. If the industry or if the Oscars end up just loving A Star Is Born and giving it like all the awards it's nominated for, then maybe. But I don't think so. I think it's going to Alfonso.
I'll be honest. I can see Alfonso Cuarón getting nominated over Spike Lee, like straight up nominated.
Really?
I could see Spike Lee being the one
that gets snubbed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just can't see that since he's so big in the industry. People love him, and this is like pretty much unanimously agreed it's the best movie in a long time.
Totally agree.
So people are probably like Spike Lee went back to his roots or back in top form. Mm-hmm. We should probably honor that. But yeah, those two I would say. It's so weird for me seeing Peter Farrelly just because of the Farrelly brothers' other movies. Like, I think they did Something About Mary, things like that. And then here he is getting an Oscar nominee for Green Book.
I mean,
good for him.
It's kind of the same as Adam McKay, really. I mean, look at all the comedies he's done. And then ever since people were sorry, I butchered up my words. Ever since he surprised everyone with The Big Short.
Yeah. Like, wait, what? The director of Talladega Nights and Anchorman is now a Oscar-nominated director?
He can do a smart drama? What? How is this possible?
This sounds funny, but, there are reasons why his comedies are so highly regarded.
Yeah.
I mean, you can say that they're really dumb, which they are in a lot of ways, but they're also really smart. They're very well put together.
Well balanced.
They're very...
Yeah. They hold up, too.
Yeah,
they do.
Really hold up.
They have a strong structure, and, they're very well put together films.
I think
so it's no surprise to me that he's knocking out of the park when he steps into quote-unquote more serious stuff.
Yeah.
I think it's because the comedy in those are, like, timeless things, and they're about the events happening in the film. They're not...
Yeah, they all come from the characters,
Yeah.
They come from just the very unique and wacky characters.
It's not like raunchy 90s teen comedy, or you can't put it in a
staple,
category.
pop culture references and in-jokes kind of things like that.
Yeah, so that's why they kind of transcend.
He's a smart guy.
Longer.
He knows what he's doing, so I'm not surprised by that. I still get a kick out of it just because I picture Ron Burgundy in my head when I see Adam McKay.
Exactly. And I mean, same with Peter Farrelly, and now, good for both of them. Good for both of them getting those nominations as well.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that we wanted to discuss?
We have best screenplay.
Okay, let's do that one.
Deborah Davis and Tony McNamara for A Star Is Born. Alfonso Cuarón for Roma. Nick Vallelonga, Brian Curry, Peter Farrelly for Green Book, Barry Jenkins for If Beale Street Could Talk, and Adam McKay for Vice.
The first one's incorrect. That should be for The Favorite.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was like, I wouldn't have known.
Yeah, because Bradley Cooper wrote.
Highlight.
He co-wrote it, yeah, Bradley Cooper. And
That's not a fault on the article online. That's a fault on the checklist that was made. So apologies for that. That will be fixed.
it will be corrected as soon as this podcast is
Yes, as soon as possible.
For this one, I'm not sure. Part of me wants to say Barry Jenkins will get it again, just because that book is like so acclaimed and people love him after Moonlight.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. This one's tough.
Yeah, I don't.
There's no First Reformed in there that I would feel confident saying would win, like it did at all the other ceremonies.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I mean, I would say that The Favorite could win this easily, just because, again, all the praise for it.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah. Vice could be, because Adam McKay is really good at writing not only great comedy but also great drama, and he knows how to make characters, real life characters, kind of launch themselves out onto the screen and make you like want to listen to what they're saying. Yeah, this is also a really tough category.
I would
like
say
it's
The
anyone's
Favorite.
game.
Yeah, looking at this again, if I had to pick one, I would actually say The Favorite. But then If Beale Street Could Talk.
The Favorite also has that kind of like underdog story to it. Like it took a long time for them to get it made, and they've shopped the script around quite a bit, and they brought it back after years. And so I think.
It's also, you can't ignore the fact that it's a lot of these things, how topical the movie is, ties into like the big main socio-political theme of the year. And, The Favorite's like all of, I don't even think there's like a single male like star in the movie.
There are, but they're
like background characters.
Supporting.
Yeah.
Nicholas Hoult comes to mind, but other than that.
Nicholas Hoult is in it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it to The Favorite.
Okay.
That's kind of what I said too.
It seems weird.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then last category I think that we could go over would be Best Motion Picture Animated.
Yeah.
Animated.
That's right.
We have Isle of Dogs, Mirai,
yeah.
Ralph Breaks the Internet, Spider-Man, Into the Spider-Verse, and Incredibles 2. What?
I mean,
I'm going with Spider-Man.
I'm gonna go with that too. I've only seen Isle of Dogs and Incredibles 2. All three, Isle of Dogs, Spider-Man, and Incredibles 2 are like the three front runners. I feel like, but for as strong as Spider-Man's been doing since it kind of, just burst onto the scene recently.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm thinking that's gonna get it.
Yeah, I mean, besides
the flashiest one to win.
Besides the one foreign animated film that's on this list, which usually there always is like one or two of those. I mean, you could also say that about Isle of Dogs, but I would say that this list is not very surprising.
No,
by any means.
Think so. There's only so many really good animated movies in each year. Usually, the same amount as there are nominee slots.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of a really great list. Like normally every once in a while when it comes to the anime films, you'll have like an anime film that's talked about a little, but it's not like like one of those, or like this year it could have been like a Smallfoot, for instance, where like people liked it, but it's not like worthy of any kind of awards necessarily.
I think Spider-Man's gonna get it because I mean, in addition to apparently the movies like story characters, all that just being incredibly strong and rock solid, it's animation like we've kind of touched on before. It just hasn't really been seen before.
Next generation type stuff.
Yeah, at least not in a big mainstream theatrical release way.
Yeah, if that's really great, along with how great this story is by the sounds of it, then I could see this being the winner.
Isle of Dogs' animation is incredible, but we've people have seen that done before.
We've seen Wes Anderson stop motion.
Fantastic Mr. Fox we've seen, but then also kind of like Kubo, those claymation stop motion things.
Like a
product. They're an insane labor of love, and it takes so much work. But I just feel like because Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is so unique and doesn't really have a comparison at this point, I feel like that's gonna get it.
I do want to remind people that Incredibles 2 really does have fantastic animation. Like, there's so many action sequences where I think some of them could rival what was done in the first Incredibles, and that's saying a lot because the Incredibles action was really well done. So I feel like that could help play a role into it winning, but I think based on it being the most relevant, along with how big the buzz has been and how
Honestly,
great
I
the
think
animation
Incredibles
looks,
2
it will
was
be Spider-Man.
the main front runner until Into the Spider-Verse just started blowing people away left and right.
I agree.
I said that was going to be the last one, but I want to talk about Best Original Score.
Yeah, that's fine. We still have time.
Because, okay, so nominees are Marco Beltrami for A Quiet Place, Alexander Desplat for Isle of Dogs, Ludwig Göransson for Black Panther, Justin Hurwitz for First Man, and Mark Shaman for Mary Poppins Returns.
Good job.
Wow. Who do you think? Like, I don't see a clear front runner. Is this where Quiet Place is going to get their one
This is like
award?
where things, there are not a lot of articles or analysts aren't really predicting original score. So these one, they really just, at least for me, comes down to a gut feeling. I feel like Mary Poppins is probably going to get it.
But do you think this could be Quiet Place's moment?
No.
Because they didn't have any talking in it really, so all you got for emotion was obviously what you're seeing on
Quiet
screen,
Place is a fantastic example of where sound design and sound editing
really
comes into play.
Shout out to those guys.
But in terms of just the original score, I don't think it's gonna get it. I think Mary Poppins is gonna get it.
I don't do scary movies, but
I think Mary Poppins is gonna get it. It's, to me, that's kind of.
What about First Man?
First Man's my favorite of the ones on this list.
I thought some of that music was so annoying.
Oh.
I hope it doesn't win.
Jeez.
So annoying. Like, great. Like, nails on a chalkboard. That creepy, like, space music they had.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it was terrible. You know that instrument they use for the Star Trek theme song?
The mandolin.
Yes.
What? I
No,
totally just picked
it's
an
not
instrument.
A mandolin.
I have no idea.
I could have said
that
that.
they're like, they have it on
violin. What is that?
Oh, the thing where you like hover your hands over it
Yeah.
and it makes it's like a weird.
I feel like they were trying to do that in First Man,
I don't
and
think
I'm
they
like,
use
no.
that. I'm pretty sure it was just like a beautiful symphony.
Beautiful symphony.
I mean, it was they're pretty much the same notes in La La Land's theme, just arranged differently. So, I don't know what.
Oh, I thought
I don't
it
know
was
what you're
terrible.
talking about.
I think
shocked it's been nominated for
I
anything.
am not shocked by any means.
for future awards, I do think First Man will be a front runner for this one. Personally, I think A Quiet Place's score was really good,
Oh, I
and I
loved
hope
it.
that
I thought
one
it was
will
great.
win. But Mary Poppins Returns is probably
rarely do the ones I want to win ever win. So that I've learned that a long time ago. So I think it's gonna be Mary Poppins, just because it's sort of like the equivalent in the best costume. It almost always seems to go towards like the period piece with like the big fancy dresses. And, it's just more more extravagant. And I feel like the Mary Poppins thing it's gonna be very whimsical and happy, and all the other ones are probably dramatic, tense, beautiful in places, but Mary Poppins just has that. You're not going to hear a score like Mary Poppins. None of the other ones sound like Mary Poppins, is what I'm getting at.
I think that Star Trek thing was called a theremin. Just so you know.
Mandolin.
Which isn't used in the First Man score. But.
I bet it is. Sounds like it is. Okay, then best original song. I wasn't I don't know any of these songs.
I mean, it's shallow. It's shallow's going to win.
It has to be shallow.
Yeah.
There's not even a debate. But for the completion's sake, Boy Revelation from Boy Erased, Requiem for a Private War from A Private War, Girl in the Movies from Dumplin'.
I don't know what that is.
I have no idea.
And All the Stars from Black Panther.
I'm going to be honest.
It has a Kendrick Lamar song with SZA, I think.
Yeah.
Kendrick was Lamar, the lead single from the Black Panther soundtrack.
Kendrick Lamar basically made the whole album.
Yeah, he curated it.
Yeah.
Why isn't Eminem Venom nominated here?
Because the Golden Globes doesn't know what is going on.
That's the one that stuck in my head forever.
I mean, that's the clear best song of the year.
Venom.
I'll be honest.
When it comes,
hit 'em. I don't even know. I'd never even heard of this song. I think I must have bolted by the time. The credits.
I sat through the credits list.
Or maybe I just blacked it out. I don't know.
You didn't stay through the Venom credits to see
listening
the
to Marshall Mathers' Venom-inspired
No,
poetry?
I did, but I must have just blacked out the song because I
How?
Because I just I was so angry. I must have just been so angry by that movie that I just did not
such
think
a great
about
time.
it.
It was the perfect, just
I'm gonna buy
like,
that song.
last little thing
Yeah.
to top off that movie.
my
A
gosh,
beautiful,
I'm
wonderful
sure it
movie.
was. I don't know what else to tell you guys. But when it comes to this category, usually I don't care. Like I'm
it's
more,
shallow. There's not even an argument.
From
no,
A Star
no
Is
debate
Born, everybody.
whatsoever.
Yeah.
It's shallow.
I'm mostly interested in movie scores. Like I feel like those are more important than like a song is.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
I would think the same thing until Adele's Skyfall song. That song made that movie.
That's
It's crazy.
I
how
mean,
one
thing here,
song-
usually
that's
you know,
kind of my point though. Like that song was only used for like the opening credits. I mean, it's great, but it's only used for the opening credits, and it doesn't really mean
And-
much to the
and
rest of the movie.
The
Personally,
only other song I can think of that came close to Adele's Skyfall is "That Greatest Showman." This is us. Or,
yeah, I know the song you're talking about.
this is me.
Yeah,
is that
This
the
Is Me.
one?
yeah.
This is me. That's the only part I remember. One thing I'm amazed though, there's no Mary Poppins song.
There
That is true.
I thought that's crazy.
Dumplin pushed out Mary Poppins. It looks like.
What are you, Dumplin?
Yeah. What are
What
you
are you?
supposed to be? That-
No, I just thought that that just blows my mind because I was thinking usually, especially at like the Oscars and stuff, if there's like a Disney movie or like a big song number and like
I mean,
Frozen, that's usually the one that gets it.
wasn't Greatest Showman like all nominated for original song, like all 12 of those songs? Didn't they get all the like? Why didn't Mary Poppins not? I mean, again, I don't care, but that is weird to think
maybe
of.
because
Girl in the
they're not
Movies is
original.
just so good.
Because
There
it's a
has
remake.
to be new songs. It's not a remake though. It's a full on sequel. I'm sure they'll harken back to some of the popular songs
Feed
from
the
the first
Birds.
one, which
If
I've
Feed the
still never
Birds is
seen.
not in there.
But I mean, at these other award ceremonies we've seen, it's had Best Original Song nominees or
Yeah.
nominations. So, I think that's one of the biggest snubs of all of these.
Okay, just a question that popped into my mind for future. As Disney does their remakes, are those songs ever going to be nominated, you think?
No,
They better not be. That's like unfair.
I
Yeah.
think because it's a remake, like
Well,
it doesn't count as
Were
original.
any of the songs from Beauty and the Beast nominated?
I don't have to go back and look.
Because I know that had a few additional new songs.
Yeah, and
I
they
know
were
for
all
the-
really
I
good.
know for the
I have to
Oscars-
admit, the Beauty and the Beast songs were really
I'm
good.
pretty sure Beauty and the Beast got nominated for one of them.
I know when it comes to last year's Oscars, like the Beast song didn't get nominated, and I thought that was really weird. Just because like it was original, but also like
weird when it
helped
happened
the
in the
movie.
movie.
Really? As I
I mean,
watch
just
it,
at first I was like, "Whoa, Beast is singing." Okay, but then
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, "Why didn't he sing in the
yeah,
original one?"
Yeah.
I love Beast song. I thought that was one of the best.
I forget what
additions.
it's called, but
It's
I
a single
liked
word,
it too.
I think. I can't remember.
Forevermore. That's what it was.
There you go.
Forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Forevermore.
Evermore?
Forever. I think Forevermore.
How about I just look this up while
Look it up real quick.
we discuss what
Evermore
it
is like
could
Led
be.
Zeppelin.
It could be the Led
So-
Zeppelin song.
So the upcoming remakes are
Aladdin,
Aladdin.
Dumbo, and I think those are the only two remakes
Evermore.
next year. It is Evermore?
It is Evermore. Good work.
Haha.
I was thinking Battle of Evermore, but whatever.
Anyway, sorry. What were you guys talking about?
The Disney's remakes next year. We have Aladdin and Dumbo.
We have a third
Lion
one.
King.
Lion
yeah.
King.
You guys.
honestly,
excited about Lion
honestly,
King.
it just
to me.
totally escaped me.
Oh my god.
So in Aladdin, the only song that I can think of is that Whole New World.
Whole New World, Prince Ali.
Yeah.
The song in the beginning.
I can't imagine that they
The
would
Street
even-
Rat
I-
song.
I can't imagine that would
Oh, yeah.
abide by like the rule or the guidelines or the rules of
Original
nominees.
song.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think that that'll work. Who knows if they like do like a Whole New World reprise or like a new arrangement?
Yeah.
If technically that could get nominated, I think that'd be really lame and unethical. But
And I will
whatever.
be mad.
And unethical.
I will write an angry letter.
formal
That's
formal
his
complaints.
line in the sand.
I don't know. That is a good point, though. I guess.
It'd be interesting to see how those get treated.
Mm-hmm.
Because
That is
let's be
that is
honest,
interesting.
Requiem for a Private War just doesn't give the oh yeah.
Oh man,
that
come on,
was
throw on
amazing.
Requiem for a Private War. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's a great song, but it's shallow. Again.
Shallow
Yeah.
will win.
There's 100%
Only
chance.
because
Yeah.
Eminem's Venom is not on there.
And only because of that.
She lucked
If
out.
Venom was on there, if the Venom song was nominated for Best Original Song, it would win Best Picture because it's it's just that good.
It is.
I'm gonna pretend I
Carries
didn't
the
hear
movie.
that.
It's the greatest track of Eminem's life.
Well, I've got
Lose
my
yourself, can't hold a candle.
Golden Globe Awards nominee checklist. I will be getting a new one tomorrow with some of the changes fixed on it.
Corrected one.
Yes, you will.
And this, I think this time what I'm going to do is do all my predictions, and then I'm going to scan it, post it online. I'm going to hold by my predictions.
Stand by it.
Wow.
Are you gonna?
Yeah.
You gotta choose what you think's gonna win. You can't choose what you want to win.
Oh, no, there's going to be some I choose that I want to win.
Well, I guess if you're like, I don't know what the heck any of these are, then I guess yeah.
I'm going to have to look up Dumplin'. No.
Yeah, I know.
Damn it. And At Eternity's Gate, although I know what the one she looks like, so that one doesn't feel too bad. Was there anything else that I didn't know?
Private War.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look
I
more
didn't
into
know
that.
what the Private War was either.
I know she has an eye patch.
She has an eye patch in it?
Yeah, she looks like Kurt Russell in
Oh, is that why she got nominated?
Escape from New York
Because she's so beautiful, and they're like, let's get her ugly a little bit with an eye patch.
with a single eye patch. Ooh, that would do the trick.
I think it's also based on a true story,
I
and
think it
she
is
had
too,
to wear
yeah.
an eye patch.
It's like some. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look more into that movie.
It's
Mhm.
a gritty, real character. Eye
It
patch
is?
wearing female.
She probably is. Yeah, cool. Well, I mean, those are the major nominees. We don't talk about that TV stuff
No.
here.
Well,
Yeah, true.
I looked over the list. I was like, ooh, who got nominated for TV? I realized I don't have TV, so I have no idea what any of these shows are. And when I say I don't have TV, I have Netflix and Hulu and
Yeah.
Prime. I don't have like cable anymore. So I looked at that. I'm like, I don't know what any of these shows
Well, a lot
are.
of those nominees aren't even on cable. It's
No.
on
Yeah.
streaming services.
But I mean, TV is that's a tough one to keep up with
Yeah.
because
there's so much content. So much.
Just this month, I think
like-
Netflix introduced like 64 original series.
Yeah.
Like,
and
why
movies.
wasn't Big Bang Theory? That was the last
'Cause that's a
network
garbage
show that I loved.
It's pure trash.
Was Big. That's when I was in college.
It's
It
terrible.
just came out, and that was the last show that I remember being like, "Oh, I've got to tune in for this."
Oh
Wow, a lot has changed since then.
I know.
man,
T- been
TV
a
is
while.
very different.
you thought you were too cool for Lion King, but you weren't too cool for Big Bang Theory in
I
college.
loved it.
I'm actually on her side.
Oh.
I like Big
The
Bang
first
Theory.
few seasons of it were so good.
I get it. It's probably tiresome now. I get it. But
Actually,
it's pretty funny.
like Young Sheldon too.
Huh.
Well,
Yeah, I do.
I am
In
not
fact,
on her side.
I binged it last night.
you.
I know. I just needed it. I think because I'm a mother, I'm like, oh, I
It's
just
not a good enough
identify with
excuse.
it differently now.
Well, I mean, that's
And
also part of the reason why you haven't been able to catch up on TV. Like, all of
Yeah.
your stuff is targeted towards your children. So.
I know. I watch a lot.
Yeah, I didn't see any Dino Trucks
Like, you,
on that.
exactly.
Yeah.
You watch more
nominee
Dino
list.
Trucks than Atlanta.
Octonauts, Dino Trucks. Oh, we're now into Lego Ninjago. That's
Mhm.
been a really big
Mhm.
show. Why is that not nominated?
Come
I've
on.
gotten really into this.
Come on,
story.
Hollywood Foreign Press.
Best animated
Yeah.
television series. Lego Ninjago.
Octonauts, they all have accents. It's very foreign.
That is very ahead of its time, I would say.
Clearly, they're just out of touch.
They are. They have
Golden
no idea what the
Globes.
kids are watching these days.
Clearly.
No Venom for Best Original Song, and no Dino Trucks and Ninjago for Best
It's
Yeah.
like
Show.
it's like
What?
they're targeting only the audience being adults. Weirdos.
Miss Maisel. Who watches that?
Everyone.
Outlander. No idea what those are.
Well, I mean, this will be. I mean, it's a Golden Globe, so I'm not gonna pretend like I'm super excited, but
I'm
I do
actually
think it's.
kind of excited.
I'm excited in the sense that the more these come out, the more we can kind of start
I feel like we're like getting into award
pinpointing
season.
what the Oscar nominees are gonna
don't-
be.
Yeah, it always disappoints me award season, but every year I get excited for it. I'm like, yeah,
My
I'm
favorite movie has
I'm gonna have my
never-
pulse, like my finger on the pulse, and I'm gonna know all the winners, and then I'm way off, and I'm like, I don't get my own industry. It's so sad.
Well, I mean, I'm sure we'll get more nominees for some other big ceremony next week. So.
We do know the host of the Oscars now.
Oh yeah, they were having a tough time finding somebody.
They were, but they narrowed it down to Kevin Hart. I'm actually excited.
Yay!
He brings a lot of energy.
He does. Yeah, he knows how to, work the audience.
Yeah. Him and Tiffany Haddish
Expect-
were some of the best parts of CinemaCon just because they are fun.
Expect 1,000 short jokes and probably Dwayne Johnson
I was
to make
gonna
an
say-
appearance at some point.
Yes.
I would say so too. No, I'm happy that he's getting this opportunity. Like, he's one of the hottest working comedians. One of the hardest working
He's on
comedians
That's a
today.
So hot right
Freudian
now.
slip.
And
No, I agree.
Yeah.
He's on fire right now. You're talking about his career, right?
yep, definitely
Yeah,
his
of course.
career.
Yeah.
And I lost my train of thought. Yeah, good for him.
I get it. You think about him and your mind goes blank.
I mean, he's just so
I'm
funny.
buff.
imagining the ceremony starting. The Rock or Dwayne. I'm never gonna stop calling him The Rock. Dwayne Johnson's gonna walk out just holding him like by his collar.
Guys, did you know The Rock
and just
and
setting him
Dwayne
down.
Johnson look alike?
What?
I have heard that from somewhere.
Dude,
They look
does he have
like-
like a twin?
They look exactly alike.
Uh,
I love that meme, wherever that came from.
so yeah, I mean, there's that.
Well, we'll be back next week. There's nothing coming
Yeah, it's
out.
another super dead slow weekend.
What is it? This is the 7th this week, and
Yeah.
then the 14th. Oh, no. Next week we will have early shows to talk about.
Yeah, no, next week is when the big uns start coming out.
It's when things get hot. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
This
Oh, yeah.
weekend, I'm going to
Next weekend's gonna be so hot.
rewatch all the Christmas movies I watched last weekend while I was decorating. Again, I just got to get through them all again. And we'll talk about this Tuesday. What are our go-to Christmas movies?
Mm-hmm.
I
And what
I like
makes
that.
I have
what
like
makes a
5.
classic Christmas movie?
Yeah.
It's a
And mine's changed.
more complicated question than you might think.
Mine's changed. Like, it used to be Home Alone was on the list. Not anymore.
It's been
It's so
replaced.
old. It's just so old.
It's like, I mean,
It's
I guess
weird.
30 years since it was in the 90s. It was in the 90s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 30 years ago. Just
that
like
doesn't
Clueless,
feel as
so
old as Clueless. Like, I don't know why that hit me so hard.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll have that next week.
That'll
Yeah.
be a fun one.
That's going to be good.
Mhm.
All right. Take care. Have a good weekend.
Bye.